Hello! In today's video I'm going to talk about how my training goals have changed slightly. A couple of videos ago I came out with my body transformation so far. Now in this video I talk about how my physique has evolved over time. It's a brilliant video if I may say so myself, so go ahead and hit the link in the description. Just watch it right now, it'll take you 2 seconds. But as you can tell from that video, my training goals in the gym have always been around muscle hypertrophy, which is basically the fancy word that we use in the fitness world for training to physically increase the size of your muscles. And in this video I'm just going to share with you a couple of reasons why I'm no longer training for hypertrophy. So the first reason really is around sacrifice. Now, to build muscle you really have to be in a calorie surplus. For me that means consuming 3,500 calories day in, day out. And the truth was, I was just finding this a little bit exhausting. You see, if I have 4 meals each day, each meal has to be at least 800 calories plus. And to be honest with you, eating just became a bit more of a chore rather than a joy. There was times when I was eating, not because I wanted to, but because I had to, because I knew, okay, it's 3 hours since my last meal, I really have to eat now, or I have to eat because I'm going to be training in a couple of hours. If I don't eat soon, then I'm going to probably feel really heavy by the time I exercise. Ultimately, I just lost a bit of joy out of eating. It shouldn't be a burden, but kind of was in the end. And on top of this, living in Thailand, it is just super easy and convenient to eat out all the time. It just made no sense for me to spend all this time and money going out grocery shopping, preparing the food, washing up the dishes, when you can easily eat out in Thailand for 100, 200 baht a meal, which is roughly less than $5, €5, whatever. It just wasn't really time or cost effective if I prepared every single meal by myself. Now, having said this, eating out almost every single meal apart from breakfast meant that I could no longer track my food, and it was very difficult to see my macronutrient split. So how many calories I'm consuming or how much protein, carbohydrates and fats I'm having on a day-to-day basis. Cardio is something that I've always been doing since I was younger, and I do quite enjoy it. You know, running, football, swimming, and they're forms of exercise which I definitely enjoy. Now, I was neglecting cardio when I was training for mass because I simply thought that cardio would burn too many calories and it would be a bit conflicting with my goal of putting on some size. I mean, I think there was a period when I was playing football, right, every week, but I was also training 5 or 6 days a week, you know, intense exercise. And my performance on the pitch, I just had no energy. I wasn't able to run. My cardiovascular fitness had just declined massively because I just didn't do any cardio because I was worried about it affecting my muscle growth. I mean, stupidly, there was one day where I trained legs the morning and then that evening I played football, and surprise, surprise, I just didn't have any energy to run. My legs were dead. I think there are other times when I actually trained like upper body before playing football, but still, I think exercising twice a day is probably a little bit excessive. Reason number 3 is actually to do with a few events that I have coming up. So late November, so later this month, I've got Spartan coming up, which is this event basically revolving around 10 or 5 kilometer run. I'm going with a couple of people from Base, the gym that I work, Base Bangkok. Really looking forward to that, really good fun, but there's also going to be some obstacles there, so I think it's going to be a great challenge. There's both cardio and strength. I feel that it would be a little bit unwise to just train purely for mass if I've got this event coming up, because I won't be able to run 10k if that's the case. I've also got a 10 kilometer run coming up around Christmas time, so yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to put out some content relating with both those 2 events. And reason number 4 is that I guess I wasn't really enjoying the whole process anymore, and in my opinion that is one of the most important factors with any kind of adherence to an exercise routine, your enjoyment to training. Now, a couple of clients that I have currently, they seem to be doing quite well with their training. I question myself, why is it that they're doing quite well? Now, I strongly believe the reason for that is because they enjoy strength training. I've had other clients who come to the gym, they might have to force themselves to come to the gym a little bit and they don't really enjoy the session. I try and make it as fun and as enjoyable for them and challenging, but bottom line is they just simply don't get much enjoyment from lifting heavy weights. And you might be able to sustain this for a week, a couple of months, but there will come a time where you just think you've had enough, you don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, in my opinion, enjoyment is the most important thing. And from back to my position, training for mass, it just felt a bit too rigorous for me. So I'm still training, I'm not going off the rails completely, you know, I'm not going to take 2-3 weeks off of no training and just binge eat pizza, ice cream and donuts. I'm not doing any of that. All I'm doing now is switching up my training a little bit, so it's going to be mainly strength, hitting the gym, doing the main compound lifts, so things like my bench, my squat, my deadlifts, also pull-ups, that's going to be quite important for Spartan, upper body strength, as well as military press with barbell or shoulder press. So I am still focusing on the compound lifts, but certainly things like accessory work where you're doing like isolation exercises. I'm not doing as many of those as I used to, and I'm definitely playing football at least once a week, sometimes even twice a week, really enjoying that as well. On top of that, I'm still doing a couple of runs, so I'm doing a mixture of 5, 6, 7k, 8k run, eventually trying to build that up to 10k because I'm signed up for the 10k event, not the 5k one. In addition to executing the compound lifts frequently, long distance running and football, the other form of strength training that I'm doing is participating in base group classes. It's really nice actually taking part in them instead of instructing them all the time. It's nice to be on the other end, and this just adds a lot more variety to the type of exercise that I'm doing each week. So yeah, I mean, those are just the reasons why I'm no longer training for muscle mass. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and more content coming out around Spartan, around my own training. There's going to be a rope climb there as well, which I need to practice for sure. So it should be good fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.